Welcome to Warhammer Warscroll Review. In this video we will check out the Tzeentch demon, the Changeling.
Warscroll Review.
The Changeling is a useful component to the Tzeentch Disciples army list, and is currently popular in the meta. All the Changeling's stats, and even its weapon, are unremarkable. It's a 5-wound character that will die if exposed to a strong breeze. Their power lies in their special abilities. Archdeceiver is the Changeling's main ability and really determines what its role will be. It allows you to deploy at the start of the battle in the opponent's territory. Until it does something like unbind a spell or attack, they count as part of the enemy army. So basically they can't be attacked until they reveal themselves to the opponent. Puckish Misdirection is powerful because it halves an enemy unit's movement, but can only be used before the Changeling is revealed. A powerful but albeit situational ability. They are also wizards that can cast an enemy spell when within 9 inches of them. So obviously the Changeling can take on many roles: disruptor, buffer, debuffer. It can even be used as a suicide assassin. It offers a lot of variety to an army that had a lot of options to begin with. How you use it really depends on what you need at that moment. If you're fighting something very fast and powerful, you might want to just stay under cover to keep pumping out misdirection on the unit. While Formless Horror gives it the ability to take a chunk out or even kill a big character like a High Elf Dragon or a Lariel. If the opponent has Archaon, or a model with similar instant death weapon, or even something with a high damage, use Destiny dice to ensure that 6. Taking Archaon out with a Changeling would be pretty momentous. Also, don't forget about its spell leeching ability. Using Teclis's half movement spell, or giving one of your units Neferata's Dark Mist could be extremely powerful. Destiny dice are well spent on the Changeling, especially if the Changeling is filling an assassin role. Ensure that every attack hits and wounds using Lariel's Beetle attack, and it could kill her on the spot. The demonic power, Cursed Ichor, kinda goes along with the style of killing something with its own weapon. It would put out up to 5 mortal wounds as the Changeling inevitably dies. Another power that is good for this role is the Aspect of Tzeentch, which would get you back some of the Destiny dice you would expend on this tactic. With the same token, the Overseer's Fate Twisters battalion would keep those Destiny dice coming back in. But the thing that's really going to take the Changeling from good to great is the Changehost battalion. 1 Lord of Change and 8 or more units taken from a list of basically every Tzeentch demon, including the Changeling. This is an extremely competitive combination. In fact, this strategy just won Best General at the Broadside Bash, which is a popular West Coast tournament. The player deployed the Changeling in the opponent's territory, and switched him with either the Lord of Change or the Gaunt Summoner, largely based off the opponent's shooting abilities. If the opponent didn't have any shooting ability, they switched with the Gaunt Summoner, who then summoned a Balewind Vortex underfoot. The Gaunt Summoner pumped out his insanely powerful spell from safety. If the opponent did have shooting, the player would swap the Changeling for the Lord of Change, and just charge units since he's still pretty tough in combat. Either way, the opponent is in for a rough time. The Changeling is a powerful Warscroll to any Chaos Grand Alliance. Its movement debuff is always an asset, and the Changehost can go in any Chaos army, and comes with battle line. But the Changeling really shines in a Disciples of Tzeentch list, because the Destiny dice really amplify all its abilities. A unit that is likely going to die after it's revealed needs insurance it will achieve its goal quickly. If you're playing in tournaments, it's likely you'll see them fairly often. It is a very powerful combo and also allows for extreme versatility. On top of that, Disciples of Tzeentch is the faction right now in the meta. Remember that moving a hero within 3 inches of them reveals it, so spreading out your hero models may be beneficial. If you know your opponent is going to try to pull the old switcheroo, how you deploy is important, especially since they can easily have only 1 drop with that army, and can choose to go first. Taking up as much space as possible is good, or even deploying far back to force the Changeling to deploy ahead of you, limiting its usefulness. And if you're unlucky enough to get a Gaunt Summoner on a Balewind Vortex in your deployment zone, and you have no range weapons, calmly shake your opponent's hand, tell them good game, and then go on social media and complain to Games Workshop about the Balewind Vortex. One final way to save yourself if you have a big juicy monster character that the Changeling can steal a weapon from is protect it by surrounding it with chaff. All in all, the Changeling is great. It gets a solid 4 out of 5. What makes it game-changingly powerful is not actually the Changeling's abilities, but the fact that you can swap him out for a Gaunt Summoner on Balewind. So to me, that just says either the Balewind or the Gaunt Summoner are the main factor. In any case, it is an awesome model and fun to use. Have you had to fight this Changehost combo? How would you deal with it? Leave your answers in the comments and also tell me what Warscroll you'd like to see covered next. Thanks for watching!